You'll both be teaching an upcoming Quasar on the Tantra of Everyday Life. And to begin with, Quasar, what's that? Sounds like some intergalactic term. What's a quasar?
Well, a quasar they are in astrophysics. They are very large galactic phenomena with an amazing amount of energy, the biggest source of energy they can find, and they're usually the other side of humongous black holes. Like a black hole, humongous black will appear some other time at this explosion of energy. And we wanted to give those seminars our sense of energy, like we want to bring in the aliveness and the energy of it. So that, and also the black hole, I mean, you have to really get into the depth of things, into the annihilation and the ego death and all of that, and from that arises an unusual kind of energy. So that's the symbolism behind it.
Gamma rays are what are emitted by quasars. And supposedly, they're the most intense and strongest rays of energy in the universe. So we go in, pop things open, give people practices, and if they really follow them, that can continue to liberate. They kind of catch the presence, and that can stimulate more and more opening for them. And we have a few people who have actually attended several of them, and they're developing just by really applying the practices. So
it's the only public seminar we actually do once a year. We don't, everything, all our seminars and workshops are inside the school, not public.
And partly we did that because we saw a need, and many people were asking us about being able to get a taste of our work, but didn't want to leave their own path and wanted to hear more about inquiry and how to hold their experience and approach their experience in ways that might open that up. And we've done certain things in Buddhist communities and so on, not to have them turn toward the diamond approach, but to use some of our techniques so that they can identify and discern their experience in a different way and be able to learn how to talk about them and help to open them up. So this responds to a certain need we saw of people not either having the time to actually commit to a long-term process or group that goes on for many, many years, or have a practice that they don't want to leave, but they want to be influenced by our, particularly inquiry, being able to discern and approach one's experience and open it up.
And the various ways of looking at things that approach has. Yeah.
And briefly, the Tantra of Everyday Life. What will this quasar cover?
So we're using the word Tantra because Tantra, as you know, in the East, it does not necessarily mean sexual Tantra. Tantra, like there are yogas that are Tantra. Tantras are ways of working with energy. Sexual Tantra is only one of them. There are mind Tantra, there are heart Tantra. I mean, most of Tibetan Buddhism is called Tantras, right? The different Massaja Tantra, the Kalachakra Tantra, all these are Tantras. So Tantras are esoteric teaching that uses our natural energies. So the Tantra of Everyday Life is to apply that principle on the everyday energies.
So interacting,
friendship, sexuality, work, life itself has this energy. How to use those energies to become energies for spiritual transformation.
It also brings in the interface of our individual consciousness within time and space and using the context of our life to develop and mature our individual consciousness. How do we work with the energies that allows that to develop and grow and become basically that every experience is a spiritual experience or a potential spiritual experience if we understand it completely.
And it's interesting that this quasar on the Tantra of Everyday Life is in Maui because, Maui's the home for all kinds of Tantra love.
We found that
retreats.
out afterwards.
But I do think it's interesting, Maui being such a beautiful place in the world. Mm-hmm. And I wonder if you have any comment on that.
We usually hold our Quasar in different places. We never, usually we don't repeat the place. Like in the US, we've done it in Boston, Seattle, New York. So we were thinking where else to do it in the US. We decided, well, maybe Hawaii is a good place. And because many people like to go to Hawaii sometime for vacation. You know, it's not. We were not thinking that many people in Hawaii will attend. Usually, there are not that many, but we thought many people want to come to Hawaii to both have a good time, nice vacation, and to do the seminar. But we're also doing it this time in 3 places. The Hawaii seminar in Maui will be simulcast to both Berkeley and Boulder, so people can participate from 3 places.
Actually, we've done quasars in Europe, and we have repeated them in Amsterdam several times for various reasons, because it's easier to do it there logistically and legally. And Amsterdam's a very lively place. But back to Maui and the beauty of it, beauty is inspiring for people. Beauty brings out heart for people and allows us, when we're appreciating something that's beautiful, we feel love. And that corresponds to something that's very necessary to moving into life in a graceful way. Without heart, you can move into life and you can be illuminated, but heart brings in the relational, it brings in the contactfulness, it brings in the sharing that we have as human beings. And beauty tends to inspire that. It relaxes us, it makes us feel at home, it makes us feel welcome. So I'm inspired by Hawaii's beauty in that way, and I think that it lends itself well to doing this kind of, and swimming is good. So
swimming and snorkeling, hopefully other people, we might include that as part of the program.
Practice, swimming practice.
What did you experience snorkeling?
But we did find out afterwards that it was home to Tantra and so on, so I'm sure we're bound to learn something.
And usually when we do it in a certain place, we try to find out what is the energy of the place, what kind of consciousness, what's concern, what's hot in that area.
And what are people interested
in? We try
in?
to do a theme that corresponds to the area.
And we have teachers there who have a group there, so we got some information from them about the place, so we ended up tailoring it to some of the things that we had talked about, and did find out later that Tantra was a big topic there. So it fit.
Yeah, we're going to have people coming from those Tantra groups probably. It will be a different form of Tantra we're doing that.
But I'm looking forward to it because the concepts are similar of how to use energies in a way that help to liberate and fulfill really our design, the human design.